So we're in Opocno in the Czech Republic, and today we're off to Mouflon. Now they've got some absolute monsters here, like 10 grand's worth of monster. Now I know that they're not the ones we're looking for. I'm looking for a nice representative ram. So the trouble I think here is not picking one that's old enough, I think it's picking one that's young enough. But once again, I've got my Mouflon RX Helix, super fast straight pull action with a Leica 1.5 to 10 by 42 Magnus scope, and of course my new Leica Geovid 10 by 42 binos. The Mouflon RX Helix has served me well on my travels so far. Its super accurate, super fast action helped me take down 4 wild boar and a fallow doe on my recent driven hunt in the Czech Republic. If you missed that episode of Realtree Global Hunting, click on this link now. The ergonomically designed straight pull bolt action allows you to cycle the bolt without taking your eye off the target. Fast and smooth, the action allows for a super quick dispatch of multiple shots. Weighing in at 2.9 kilograms and being 107 centimeters in length, the RX Helix is compact, maneuverable, and allows you to address your target faster than ever. The RX Helix and Leica Magnus 1.5 to 10 by 42 scope complement each other perfectly and make for an even more deadly combination. This precise and dependable scope has a 42mm objective lens with a large zoom range, making it perfect for taking quarry at close or long range. Also offering a longer eye relief than most similar scopes, yet sighting is comfortable and offers additional safety when shooting larger caliber rifles. I'll be spotting my game through the Leica Geovid 10 by 42 rangefinding binoculars. With these impressive binos, I can spot my quarry and rangefind at any distance between 10 and 1300 yards. And with their impressive 331 feet field of view at 1000 yards, spotting my game will not be an issue. We're hunting here at Opocno in the Czech Republic, on the beautiful estate of Count Leonard Colorado Mansfield. Set in the heart of the Czech countryside near the Polish border, this little town has rolling hillsides in all directions. This well-managed and beautifully manicured estate is home to a wide range of game that are all visible while walking the hills and woodlands. We're careful to remain silent and hidden as we creep through the trees, as a little way up there's a large gathering of animals. There's way too many pairs of eyes to hide from. If just one gets spooked, that's a huge group of animals that will run away and scare everything else for some distance. We heed caution and head through the woods around the animals. Our guide Rado takes us through a small enclosed area of trees that are grown on the estate and fenced off to protect them from the animals. These beautiful conifers are grown here until they reach their prime and are then sold on as Christmas trees. The Colorado Mansfield family even provides a Christmas tree for Prague city centre. This enclosure not only keeps the animals from roughing up the pristine conifer trees, but also offers a great viewing position. Just in front of the enclosure, there's a large grassy area on which plenty of game grazes. The fallow, seeker and mouflon are all using this grass for grazing, resting and testing the mettle against their peers. Although we're relatively well hidden here behind a small blind, we still need to be careful. There's literally hundreds of pairs of eyes looking in all directions.
I'll tell you what, there's some of the biggest fallow deer I've ever seen in my life in this estate. Now, as you can see, this is a deer lawn that's in front of it. It's been planted specifically to encourage the animals to graze on here. Now this is a great vantage point. Now there's a big stag, a seeker stag right in front of us, and clearly he's a dominant bull in this group in front of us. Very, very healthy here. The feeding is very good here, and the management is absolutely perfect. Taking out the young ones before they get too old, leaving a good selection of stags in there to make sure there's a proper rut, and then the guy that's dominant's at the top of the tree. He's magnificent. The bloodline here will be very, very strong. That's the thing about hunting in Eastern Europe. The management is so important. They don't just shoot all the biggest animals, they leave those to proliferate their genes. So that's why you get such massive fallow stags and seeker stags that you can see in front of us. Careful management, not being greedy, and not just pulling the trigger all the time. It's a real privilege to see animals of this quality. They're left openly here in the wild. This estate is massive, so there's natural migration patterns, natural breeding patterns.
Also on this estate are the biggest and healthiest mouflon I've ever seen. Huge herds roam these woods and several have come to graze on the lawn. Mouflon are a subspecies of wild sheep which traditionally inhabit the Caucasus, northern Iraq and northwest Iran. However, they've successfully been introduced into the wilds of many countries across Europe and South America, as well as bred on game farms in the US. Mouflon have a ruddy brown short-haired coat, as well as dark stripes on the back and light-coloured saddle patches. The males have horns and can grow impressive sweeping curls. The big Seeker stag stands out front and centre, watching all on his lawn. We need to remain hidden from him especially. If he decides he's unhappy, he's going to take his herd with him, and that could move on everything else too. A pair of young bucks spar on the edge of the lawn as they hone their skills for when they finally lay down the challenge for the hinds. They want to be prepared for when the rut comes and it's time to put up your dukes and fight for your woman. There's such an abundance and variety of game on this estate, I could sit here watching them graze for hours. But it's time to find our mouflon. Rado spots a beautiful ram just disappearing off the lawn and into the edge of the woods, so we quietly move out of cover. Heading out of the enclosure, we move around the lawn to search for our ram, but we must be careful as the rest of the herd have locked their eyes on us. I creep closer to our ram, but he's on the move. I lock my sights on him, but he keeps moving and heads behind some fencing and towards the trees. I reposition and find my ram standing on the edge of the tree line in the distance. The rest of the herd have moved on, and now there's nothing to disturb him. I fix my crosshairs on him, remove my safety, and fire. A perfect shot and he drops on the spot. He didn't see us once we'd shifted our position, and the shot takes him out instantly.
So it was a good shot. He's down, he went straight down, which I wasn't expecting. Now he's lying there. Looks like there's a little bit of a wobble on his legs. Just some reflex actions, but he's dead. But once again, the Merkel RX Helix and the Leica Magnus 1.5 10x42 put that Lapua Mega exactly where it needed to be. He was slightly quartering on to me, so I had to put the shot towards the front of his shoulder, so it would have gone in at the front and exited probably towards the back of the rib cage. Now when we open him up, we'll be able to get an idea for the trauma, but I would say he went down pretty quickly, as you can see now.
We head in to claim our prize, and what a beautiful ram he is.
So, as we can see, he's gone straight off his feet, and there's plenty of mass here in this animal. Nice thick horns, slight outward curl, but he is magnificent, an absolutely stunningly beautiful Mouflon ram. Now this one is a little bit different from the ram that we shot in Hungary. This has slightly outward curling horns. It looks a little bit more like an Argali or a Dal sheep. But as you can see, lots of mass, lots of solid mass in there. Full curl, absolutely stunningly beautiful. Now let's have a look where we got him. He was slightly front on to me. His thick coat makes it very difficult for us to see the entry wound. Maybe if we flick him over and have a look at the exit. Yeah, okay, so as you can see, the exit wound here, slightly at the back of the shoulder. He was quartering on to me, which means that when we do find it, the entry wound should be somewhere towards the front here. In fact, yeah, I think it's almost impossible to find it. But one thing's for sure, he went straight down.
I exchange a handshake with Rado as he offers me the European tradition of a leaf for my cap.
Good hunt.
Many thanks, Rado. Good hunting. Weidman's dank.
It's another successful hunt completed. Tune in next time to Team Wild's Apex Predator in a Fortnight, when I'll be chasing a beautiful sable in the wilds of Mozambique. Subscribe to Team Wild TV for the best hunting, gear and airgun videos on YouTube, as well as our all new lineup of shows for 2013.